What's up, beautiful people? It's your boy Joshua Martin, and this is my top creative apps heading into 2018. I'm gonna give a brief description about each one and what they're for and how I use them, and then I'm gonna talk a little bit about my workflow. So let's just jump right into it. The first app we have is VSCO. This is my go-to editing app for all of my photos. Quick little toning here and there. I'm part of the community as well. I'll leave that link in the description if you want to follow me. Next is Lightroom, and this is where I house all of my images that I take when I use my camera and I upload it to my desktop. I do not use the Lightroom CC for the desktop. I only use Lightroom Classic. Lightroom CC is not ready yet. It's a nice idea, but it's a hassle having two different programs running. Next is my favorite app, the Adobe Capture App. This thing is very powerful. You can do a lot of different textures, you can make brushes, you can make color palettes, and so this is what I really enjoy using in my workflow. I use it for when I do logo designs, I use it for type. It's really good, so I highly recommend you check it out. Next is the standard photo app. This is the app that all of my images and videos go through. I wish there was a way to change another app to make it a default rather than using this, but of course this is what we all had to use. YouTube Studio is straightforward. It's where I manage my YouTube content, comments, and the analytics. So YouTube, of course, the app, this is where I get to follow my other favorite YouTubers and just enjoy to entertain and also find inspiration. Then we have the Photoshop Express. This is just a quick way to add text, random filters for your images and things like that. I primarily use the text feature, so that's a cool app. And then Photoshop Fix, if I ever wanted to use like the healing tool because I don't like something in an image, I can go ahead and do that. That just made that worse, but yeah, that's how that works. Of course, Vimeo. I love Vimeo. It's such a great platform to find quality videos. And I just learned a lot from being in those communities. I'm trying to get my Vimeo game up, so keep a watch out for me. Behance is another app by Adobe. You can upload content and then get engagement from a community. It's a really good app. I really enjoy it. I need to add more unique content in the future, so that's what I plan to do. Next is Filmic Pro. This is my video app of choice when it comes to recording on my phone. This allows me to have the full capabilities of the 4K, even higher than a little bit higher than 4K. But I like this app best of all because it actually works in conjunction with my DJI Ronin, and also my DJI Osmo mobile, along with my anamorphic lens because it has an anamorphic feature. I did feature this setup in another video. I'll leave it in the description or in the link above. Layout is where you've seen it on my Instagram. I'll make a grid or something like this to showcase like screenshots from my latest project, my latest films and things like that, or photo shoots. So I don't want to say that, but it's pretty straightforward and it's a pretty cool app to use. With Whitagram, you can actually make different frames and different sizes. I typically just make a square and then frame it up that way. Voice Memos is a standard app, but I use it when I can't type. I'll just speak my thoughts out. I use this for work as well. I don't do a great job of titling my stuff, as you can see, but I think it's a quick, handy tool to use. Creative Cloud is where I store all of I'm trying to store most of my client stuff, projects, PSDs, and AI files. So I can have access to them wherever I go if I need to log into my Creative Cloud. So that's what I use that app for. Rizon, I featured this app before. It's basically telling you how and when the golden hour is coming in twilight. It's a very minimalistic app. I think it's beautiful and it's pretty straightforward for what I need to do. DJI Go. Wow, I can't say that pretty fast. But this is the Go app for the Osmo. I use it only for the tracking feature because it's limited in the recording features in my opinion compared to Filmic Pro. So that being said, move on. DJI Assist is for the Ronin. When I reconfigure and auto tune it, I use this app. Lens Distortion, if you don't know what Lens Distortion is, it's a company that makes high quality filters, flares, smoke, smog, and all that stuff. I sometimes use their this app just to add some creative flair, not all the time, but it's there to, you know, be creative with it. Next is the Panasonic app. I actually just downloaded this and I'm going to test it out. I'm not a big fan of different camera apps because it's always a lag, so I'm going to test it out for the GH5 and see how that works. The next app is the focus chart. So basically it's an app that helps you with focusing. So it has these diagonal, all these converging lines, and then you just set your focus peaking, and then once you see it, you know it's in focus. So a lot of filmmakers use it. They actually have a card. I have it on my iPhone and my iPad just because I always carry them with me. Next is the Light Meter app. I really like this app. I am planning to buy the attachment to it so I can have the color temperature feature activated. This is something that's a little bit more cheaper from a more high-end light meter and exposure meter, so I really want to, you know, test that out and use it. Next is my lighting diagram app. I use this for when I do photo shoots, especially in the studio, just to kind of set up stuff. And I think it's useful. It's actually really useful for all photographers to kind of use it in the studio if they have trouble just preconceiving an image or envision before, and what tools you need actually. But yeah, so actually let me just go back up to the top real quick and then let's talk about the workflow. So like I was saying before, I upload all of my RAWs that I've starred from my desktop from Creative Cloud, and then I just go in, hit this little arrow at the top here and hit edit in, and then I select the quality, and the quality, not edit in, open in, and the quality stays really high, so I really like that. So I say, you know, let's open up in VSCO. Now before it used to switch the app by itself, but now you had to do it manually, but that's fine. And then now there it is, it's the full raw image, and you can go in and, you know, tweak it, and then you know, you say I want to save it to my camera roll, whoever does that's done, and then now I can just open up an Instagram, excuse this messy screen here, and then yeah, so that's pretty much my workflow with that. Upload to the desktop, star them, sync them up, and then edit them on my phone on the go. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me if you like the style of the video. I've done this type of style before, but before I didn't get much engagement. But let me know in the comments below. If anything, if you're new, hey, subscribe, like this video, and check out my other content. But until then, I'll catch you guys later. Deuces.